This
Hi,
is Sue
everyone.
Kovacs. Oh, you know what? I don't even have your name on there. I'm so unprepared. But it doesn't matter. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. If you want to join the Infinite Abundant Challenge, which I've been doing, which is going incredibly well in Soul Every Day, I ask you to comment with the word challenge underneath in the comment section. And I'm just going to give a few moments for people to come join us. And I'm going to pin this video, make sure the video is playing. I don't see the video on the page. Okay. Maybe that's why. Where is the video? There it is. Okay, great. All right. Oh, I don't think, you know what I think happened is something didn't go out to tell people that we were here. So we'll just talk. And that's it. Okay, so Sue and I are going to talk to you about what's going on in this interesting climate right now. Sue Kovacs is a psychic. Sue, tell them about yourself.
Let's see. I am a psychic medium. I practice shamanism. I do healing work with people, hands-on healing, and also I give readings. I'm an artist, a painter. I do a lot of things. Yeah, and I've been working with Marilyn for many, many years, and she was my teacher. She taught me how to use my gifts, and now I get to work with her students too. So it's really magical relationship that we have, and it's just amazing to be here. So thank you.
Yay! Yeah, Sue is our guest teacher on Membership for Your Soul, and it's really great. I don't think a blast went out to tell us that we're live, so I just got to stay focused with you, and we'll just talk.
Okay.
And if you join us, you're going to get to ask us questions. So Sue is the guest teacher on Membership for Your Soul, and she is the person who comes on and does the reading. She's the person I recommend because I don't do many one-on-one readings anymore. So you're in for a treat. And we're going to talk about some really interesting things right now. But first thing I wanted to mention to you was about the Infinite Abundant Challenge. So if you put the word challenge in the comments, you are going to be invited to this incredible challenge right now. And now is the time to really start focusing on. So this is the way I see it. And Sue, I'd love to hear. Sue's going to talk about some of her feelings. But to me, it's like this wall of energy. And we want to be able to rise above it. We want to be able to get past it so that we can tap into our own resources of abundance, our own resources of creativity, our own resources of our guides and source, and remember who we are and why we came here and where we came from. So Sue, why don't you talk a bit about what you've been discovering about this whole experience right now, and how important it is to sit in abundance in a time when we're sitting in, when there's a lot of fear around us.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most, it's natural to go like into protection mode and to think that, okay, what do I have to lose? But then it's always good to remember that you created something, and wherever you are, you've created, the life that you're in right now, and you can create more. So it's a never ending supply. Like nature doesn't stop giving, and you are nature. So you can't, when you think about cycles of things, and like a tree isn't going like, oh my God, am I going to make new leaves? Am I going to get any rich soil? Am I going to get the air?
So true.
It's not doing that. It's just doing. It's being a tree, and we're being people and humans, and we're creating in our families, we're creating money, we're creating in a lot of ways. And, it's just us that do that. We stop and go, I can't do that. Or what if I can't make money? Or what if I won't be well? Same thing, like animals don't do that. You don't see a giraffe going like, oh God, what if I'm not good enough or to get those leaves?
Right.
It doesn't happen. So even in this time when everyone's freaking, just remember that you have a natural ability to create more for yourself, no matter what your circumstance. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, and I love what you just said, and I'd like to ask, so people are starting to join now. They didn't put a blast out, so I just found out. But now everybody's joining. So yay, we kind of had a slow start, so it's really just starting now.
Okay.
And I forgot to put Sue's name on this, which I may try to do. But anyway, this is Sue Kovacs. She's a shaman, a medium. She's the 20th century medium. So we're going to answer your questions. And one of the biggest questions I want to ask, so if you're just joining us now, we're doing a challenge, and it's a really great challenge. It's called the Infinite Abundant Challenge. So if you type challenge in the comments, you are going to be able to join us in this challenge, which is really great. And I think this is a perfect time to do this. Make sure comments are on. I have to tell Laura things, so I'm doing it. So one of the things I'd love to talk to you, because Sue just talked about how we're abundant no matter what, and we're talking about how during a climate right now, we need to move past that energy into getting into the abundance energy, which is just naturally inside of all of us. So my thing is like, and you mentioned some things like an animal doesn't worry about abundance and stuff like that, but also it's like, I think people just live in fear, period. Whether what was going on now or not, I've had a lot of clients, and I don't know if you've had, where they're afraid of getting cancer, or they're afraid of being a bag lady. They're afraid of getting thrown out of their house. So I think what's happening right now is just accelerating the fears that are already in their system. So I think we should talk about how, I want to know what your fears are to everybody. And then we would like to talk about how to like remove those fears. Now, I don't want to make you wrong for having them. I want to give you tools and techniques to assist you when they want to really knock you on your ass and knock you on the ground. What were you going to say about that, Sue?
Yeah, great tools to try, I like to say transmute or change the fear, because it's an energy, right? Yeah. And we're trying to shift that. Energy is coming from somewhere. That feeling is coming from somewhere, and it doesn't really matter where it comes from. What matters is what you do with it in the moment, and looking at it and saying, you know what, I see you, and now I'm going to do this with you. And shift the perspective, I think, is really the key.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, and it's so natural, and don't feel weird that you're scared, because that's what's happened. It's like blown up, and now it's like, oh, okay, but I don't have to stay in that fear. I don't have to stay in that place. I can actually step back, look at it, and slow down and kind of do something different. So we're going to talk more about that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I just noticed the comments aren't coming through here, so I'm going to see them on the Facebook page. So I see Kelly. Hi, Kelly, Jane, and Janet, and Christiana. So I'm glad that you guys are joining us. And remember, type in challenge if you want to be part of the challenge that I have going on right now. Both Sue and I are trying to offer our communities a lot of support while we're going through this time. And I'm going to pull it up on my phone so I could see the comments, since they're not coming through on Be Live. So Sue, what's one of what I would like to know is, I'd like everybody to get in touch with a core fear right now. Let's just do this real life, real time. Let's just get in there and get to work with it. And then hopefully I'll be able to see your comments, so we could both help you with our skills as mediums to really help transmute this energy right now and give you a little bit of support around it, healing energy. And if reading stuff comes through. So everybody take a moment and think about, like, what is the biggest fear you have right now, or what's the worst thing that could happen? And then notice where that's living inside your body. Where is that living inside your body? So one of the fears that I had, and Sue, I'd love for you to share your fear, because I want to show that we're normal. I'm trying to multitask, guys, so forgive me, but I want to show that we're normal. So one of my fears was, I was hiking with my dogs, and I had this image of us being in an I can't say the word, and I don't need to. Apocalyptic, what do you call it?
Apocalyptic.
I don't even say that word. Yeah. But I had a feeling of being in that kind of energy. And I was like, well, if that's going to happen, I don't want to live, because I'm not afraid of dying. But I don't want to leave my dogs behind, or my cat. So I know I could I could try and get pills and take a bunch of pills. And then I was thinking, how would I do it with my dog? I mean, this is what my head was doing. And it happened in a split second. And I hear you know this, Sue, right? It happens so fast, but if we're not aware of it, this can send you so down the rabbit hole and just fuck up your whole life.
Oh, yeah.
And so where does that fear live for me? I would say it lives in my truth center of my throat and my heart and a little bit of my stomach. So what's one of your fears, Sue?
Well, it's funny that showed up. Well, it's very similar. Went for a walk today, and it just popped in. And it was, I'm on a bread line and I can't eat. And then my relationship falls apart, and I lose my cats, and I lose my home, and, I'm homeless. And then I can't do my work that I like to help other people, because I can't even help myself. It really went, and then I actually went to the place of, well, how would I kill myself if I had to? Same place. But then, you know what? I stopped myself, because I was like, wow, my survival mode really kicked in. We all have this like innate survival mode. And we plan things and we want to make sure we're taking care of everything all the time. And it's like, well, we can really take this to the nth degree. But then I changed the story, and I remembered that I have plenty and I won't be without, and I'm going to be able to help many people who are suffering. So I changed it really quick, but I went there. And I also felt it really in my solar plexus. My I am chakra of who I am just went right out the window.
Yeah.
I feel it in my throat. But most of my solar plexus and throat. Yeah.
So let's keep talking about this, because Sue and I had this incredible conversation that we're going to share with you, and let's try to transmute this, all of us. So I have Cher said housing issues, right? Afraid of your home. It's really challenging the safety. Maureen said, Maureen just saw a challenge. So I don't know. Unfortunately, Be Live is not working, so I am not getting what people are writing. So just keep writing in, because I will see it, and there's a little bit of a delay. Okay, so now that we have that, thankfully, we have a lot of people watching. We're going to really help you. Hello, Andrew. Kitty said physically not being able to take care of herself. I'm sure she means that. Cher said, I have adrenal fatigue after being overwhelmed with stresses, and I had a car accident in the midst of it. I had adrenal fatigue too, and I'm being treated of it. So you're not alone, but we want to show you that instead of using this in a way of, we just want to show you how to transmute it, like Sue said. So I'll give one of my tools. Sue's going to give one of her tools. We'll probably do something together. We'll see what happens. But for me, right away, the most important thing is to have the awareness of it, which we just discussed. We both recognized it right away when it's happening, and it could be a train wreck. So then what do I go to right away? A quick tool is gratitude in the moment. I bring it to gratitude right away. I also bring it to the moment. So say my fear was, I'm going to be desolate, and I'm going to be there's not going to be anything around, and isolated and apocalyptic. I finally got the word out. And I don't want my dogs, and I don't care if I leave the earth, but I definitely don't want my dogs to be here on their own, and my cats too. So right away, what do? I go into the moment. I'm walking in this beautiful nature. I have my feet, my sneakers, my dogs are with me. It's beautiful outside. I have food in my refrigerator right now. I am breathing right now. This is not happening at this moment. So I bring myself into the moment, but I go to gratitude right away to recognize the abundance, which is why I'm doing an infinite abundance challenge right away, so that I notice that this is not happening. And that starts to ease the feelings inside of me, because what's happening is a lot of past experiences that we've been through is trying to stop us from our creativity, from what both Sue and I said this, and Sue, I'm going to shut up in a second so you could talk. Sue actually said this to me, and it was so beautiful what she said. She said, this is the moment we're here to, I'm going to let her say, but to teach, we're called upon it to do what we're meant to do. And those crippling thoughts keeps you from your greatness. Okay, Sue, you go now.
I agree with everything. Thank you. We were born to do this. It's in our blood. It's the core of who we are. I mean, this is what we're supposed to do. And I believe that when those thoughts creep in, we are taking it in because we're teachers, and because we have to show how to shift it. This is the fear that many people have. And if we didn't feel it, how could we teach about it? How could we know how to deal with someone else's suffering if we weren't experiencing it? And so, I think that, I think many of us here don't even realize that you're already supposed to be a teacher or a healer of some sort to help others. And you may get the virus, and then you may get out of it fine, and then you become immune and help other people. We don't know what the steps are going to be for everyone, but there is light in every nook and cranny of the situation. So that's really important, to go into the light. What I do is, when I find myself, because you don't always in the moment realize that you're the teacher, you realize like, oh God, what's going on? Like, I'm freaking out. What I do is, when I realize I catch myself, I immediately call my guides to me and say, what was that? And then they tell me, or they show me something, and then I'm like, okay, and then I go into the abundance and I go into the gratitude. But I always make sure I'm like, like, where am I? I feel like I'm almost like what's her name, Alice in Wonderland. Feels like you've just gone down a hole and you're like, what the hell does, and then you come back and you're like, okay, so it's sort of like that.
No, I completely understand. It's the rabbit hole and everything. And I actually have stopped that from happening. I'm like, because I got so tired of waking up 3 weeks later going, what the fuck happened? How did I get there? So finally I'm seeing the comments, which is great. And it's so great to see everybody commenting. And if you're a soul star, make sure you have a soul star. And somebody said, and I can't remember who it was, I don't even understand the fear, which is great. She says, it was Felicia. She said, hi, I'm not scared. I just don't understand the panic. And I want to speak to that to a second, because I think a lot of us may be having that experience. Like, you're not scared at all. I'm not afraid either. Sue is not afraid, except we'll have a moment we might have a second of it where we notice it gets in because we're empathic beings and we're picking up the energy around us. But the thing the panic is, it's a collective consciousness right now, but it's a collective consciousness that is not for, I don't want to say that because we're all learning a lot and evolving from it, but think about it. It's a collective consciousness that is in fear and panic it's just breeding more fear and anxiety. And
it is.
Go ahead. Say, Sue, what do you want to say?
Well, but it also came because there's a purpose for it. Like I use the analogy that Mother Earth is like shaking out the rug, the carpet. Yeah. It's like there's been so much tension, so much disregard for nature, so many people not looking inward to deal with their issues and looking for this drug and that person and this, rather than connecting to the source, going right to the source. And I really strongly feel like things like this virus, I don't even think that this virus is the last thing that's going to do that. This virus, which I think is, I've said to you, I think is, has a consciousness and can be talked to, and you can find a lot out for yourself through just having that communication. Like you would talk to a plant, or you would talk to your pet, or you would talk to anybody, your guide, your friend. You can speak to this virus and find out for yourself, okay, why are you here and how can I help, the situation? This has been my own experience, but
yeah. So I want you to talk a bit about that, because Eunice is on here too, and she's a soul star, and we talked about this earlier in Soul Every Day, which is my free group, which is where the challenge is happening. So if you want to join the challenge, type in challenge, you'll get the information. And I want Sue to explain this because she journeyed to the virus. And Eunice had the same experience where you could actually converse with this virus. So go ahead.
So do you want me to just tell my experience?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. So in my beliefs, for what I believe is that I work with my guides and I can journey to anything. And I believe that we are all connected. So we are all one to some degree. And I could explain more about that later. But so I journeyed with the intention to find out why this virus was here. And so when I journeyed, a journey is like a guided meditation, or I just go off with a drum and my journey, and my guide takes me to wherever I'm going. So I journey into this virus, which was a cloud, and it looked like gray. I was just basically suspended in this gray cloud. And suddenly I'm in this cloud, and I'm very comforted in it. I don't feel like it's not menacing. There's no threat, but I realize it has a consciousness and it's sentient and it's paying attention to me, and it can understand me and I can sort of understand it, except it's not talking. It's not telling me anything. It's just holding space sort of. And I could hear my heartbeat. I could hear my breath, and then I could hear my thoughts. So this thing was what I was learning. Why are you here? Was that I needed to really pay attention, go inward and really pay attention to what my thoughts were, what I was putting out there. And I believe the reason why that this virus is here is because of those thoughts that were put out there. So, it felt like as long as I'm working with my fear, and as long as I'm working with staying very, very conscious of what I put out there and what I put in myself, that I would be okay, that this isn't really going to be something I'm going to have to deal with. I mean, physically, like I'm not going to get sick. I know that. I mean, and so I think if a lot of people can, and some people are just compromised, or I'm not saying that I have a magic bullet or anything. It's just my own belief and my own understanding. But I do feel like you can do this for yourself. You can ask questions. Like, you're not completely surrendered to, you're not a total victim. You have a part in how you participate in your creation of this, in other words. And I'm not saying you created it, but in a way we all sort of did. So it's sort of dicey. It's sort of one of those dancey things where it's like, wait a minute, she said I did, but I didn't. But but do you understand, when we're all part of this one thing, but then there's there's your identity, and then there's what we're all a part of. It's almost like where the soul comes from. And so, we do have a responsibility for how we interact with this thing, this being, this spirit of this virus.
And yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And unfortunately, the comments aren't coming through too. I see Sher said, and I like this because she said, what's so funny is prolonged fear and anxiety is the cause of adrenal fatigue, which is totally true, causing other chronic diseases. I have a lung infection, as you have many times before, because of it. If we want to avoid the virus, we need to not live in fear. I'm working on healing PTSD. So, Sure, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have PTSD too. And this is the one experience, because I was living in Manhattan during 9/11, and I had it with the power outage here last time. I'm not having any PTSD symptoms. So I think that it's really, you can step out of it. You can completely step, PTSD is nothing. Look, I'm not telling, just like Sue's saying, we're not telling anybody it's this easy switch a slip, or do this, or I don't believe I'm going to get sick either, but that doesn't mean that somebody else isn't going to get it. Like, we're not doing any of that, but I'm just sharing my experience with the fact that I've been able to step aside from that. So let's punch this up a bit, because I'm feeling like the energy's a little draining, and it could be because I've done a fucking million lives and those all across the board over the past couple of days, because I'm really trying to support my community. If you're just joining us, definitely type in challenge, because we're doing an infinite abundance challenge. And the Infinite Abundance Challenge is about noticing your abundance now. And now that's where source energy lives, and we all have source energy inside of us. And now's the time to tap into that and completely tap into it. So what I would love to do right now is, I'd like Sue and I didn't know we were going to do this, but we're going to do it. And if everybody's for this, give me the likes and the loves. And if you want to share this right now, it'd be great. I want us to do a meditation together, Sue. Okay. So I would like to start it. I'd like you to take over it. And then I think we'll just do it that way. If we need to, if I need to take it back and then throw it back to you, I will. We'll just see how it goes. Okay. And then we'll just see what happens. And the thing that I want to focus on is, I don't want to focus on, tell me what you want to focus on, but I don't think I want to focus on fear. I want to focus on where we're going, where you can take like a future kind of experience. The choice, you said it on the phone, it's so important that we're making good choices today.
Yeah.
So things that we're making choices of today that are leading us, or why this is happening, why we're living during a time like this, our particular souls, like you said, we talked about this, and then why we're living now, what we're supposed to do with it that's actually magical and amazing and helping, supporting people, and is our gift and is our calling, and whatever you want to call it. So I want to focus on complete infinite wisdom and infinite connection to source energy. What do you think?
That's great.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Okay.
So let's do it. If everybody's in, let me just refresh the page real fast, because for whatever reason, Be Live's not giving me the thing. And let me just see real quick. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So just close your eyes. And the first couple of breaths you take, I want you to breathe in. Notice where your breath is going. It may be shallow. It may be to your stomach. It may be to your feet. It doesn't matter. But as you're breathing in, when you breathe out, I want you to release what you no longer need. And I want you to release what you, just keep breathing as I talk. I want you to release what you no longer need that's not aligned with your higher self, your highest light. You may not know what that is, but spirit knows it. One of the things that we're teaching in the Infinite Challenge is how to connect with something as small as a piece of rice. Because when you put your intention in something and you connect with faith and trust, that's your connection with your guides. And that's my platform, to teach you guys how to communicate with your guides. So just take a couple of breaths now. And as you breathe out, you're just letting everything go, what you no longer need, and just feel it falling off your body. And as it falls off your body, it may hit the ground. It's almost as if you're in this statue of clay. And all these things that have been put upon you that are not yours, but you may have identified with them and they're not supporting you, are just falling down into Mother Earth. And she's just gathering them in this bag. And that bag is just filling up. And there goes worry, fear, anxiety, stress, lack, not good enough, worthiness, lack of worthiness. And she's tying this bag up. And she's showing you no longer need this. And she's throwing it into this big fire pit. And it's just burning away. And it's gone. And then she comes over to you and she's holding this incredibly beautiful ball of light or a crystal. And you may not see it. You may just feel it. You may just know it. You're just going to go with me in it and just trust it. And she's touching the roots down below that are connected to your being, to your infinite wisdom. And as you inhale, that light is traveling up these beautiful branches and these roots. And it's landing at your first chakra and it's filling your bottom body, your feet, your legs with light. And it's lighting up your torso, your stomach, your heart, your throat, your face, your crown chakra. And it's connecting to your guides from the highest light and highest alignment with you. And they're sending down this incredible energy of light. And it's going right inside of you. And it's almost bursting like a firework inside of you. And as it bursts open, it's lighting up all your infinite wisdom, your connection to source. And it's reminding you of who you are. Notice if any chakra is lighting up more than another. There are no right or wrongs. Just take notice. Awareness is everything. And in this light, there's a seed. It might be a peanut, might be a nut, it might be a piece of rice. And you're reaching into yourself and you're pulling out this seed and you're putting it in your hands. And you're rubbing it between your palms. And it's just lighting you up with excitement and creativity. And it's telling you, you're feeling yourself say, I remember, I remember, I remember. And notice as you repeat, I remember, what gets lit up inside of you. And you walk out 5 feet in front of you and you plant this seed. What you're planting right now is a future experience that is inside of you. It's already here. You're patting the dirt and your guides are bringing water over. And it's starting to grow. You're seeing this beautiful, beautiful experience just come out of the ground. I don't want to tell you what it is. And I'm going to hand this over to Sue.
Hmm.
And you're just breathing in this experience.
And so as you put your hands over this light or growth that's coming out of the ground and your guides are with you, you step into the light, step into this energy of this beautiful plant or tree, and you wind up going up, 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 and really up into the air, taken up past your roof, past all of the clouds, the sun, the star, the planets, all the way up. This light is taking you all the way up into the cosmos, way beyond all of the planets and the light beings, all these beautiful stars. And you're just up there looking down at this beautiful Mother Earth planet. And the planet of Mother Earth is just shining back at you. And you're just sort of floating there, looking down at this beautiful, magical Mother Earth that you are not separate from. And Mother Earth begins to speak to you from this place. Now that you get a little distance from her and you look down, you get a little, just check in and see what she's saying. Just something to offer you. Some deep, ancient wisdom. And you begin to notice the light, the luminous light just shining from Mother Earth, radiant. And that light comes all the way up, 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 and enters your heart, and enters your hands and your feet, in your throat, in your head, and you begin to radiate like a star above the planet, above Mother Earth. And from here, you just send back light to the earth. You send back wishes, anything that you'd like to offer as gratitude, as a gift to the planet and to all sentient beings. In this wonderful exchange of light, this give and take. And from here, I just want you to send a prayer or a promise that you'd like to keep for yourself, maybe knowing who you are, maybe something that you want to offer to Mother Earth. And that goes down into the center of the earth and fills her up and fills everyone up. All beings, all the plant beings, all the fishes, the animals, the rock people, tree people, all the birds, the air, fire, water, earth. And then with your guide, or maybe you're with your higher self, or you're just in a bubble of light, you find that tree or that tippity top of that plant that you planted. And you come close to it, and you notice all of the colors, and maybe it's starting to shimmer, and maybe you even hear songs, or maybe you smell something wonderful, some earthy smells. And you climb your way, you begin to make your way back down, closer to the earth. Maybe you're traveling down a light pole or a tree. And maybe you feel a little different, maybe more alive, maybe colors seem more crisp. Just pay attention to what your senses show you and tell you now. And I'm going to give this over to Marilyn.
So as you're here now, I want you to write down a wish. And it could be one wish, it could be 3 wishes. It doesn't matter what it is. But I really want you to set an intention for yourself. And I want you to believe this intention. So I'm going to give you a moment now to do that, and then I'm going to have you do something with it. I want you to do two things. One, I want you to plant this intention, this wish inside of you. It's already there, but I want you to put it inside of you. And I want you to notice where it is. And I want you to breathe, send a little breath to it. Notice if it's a certain color. And come up with a word that connects you completely to it. Could be abundance, could be manifestation, could be an archangel, ascended master's name, doesn't matter. Just come up with a word that connects you completely to it. And also plant it where the plant is too. Because when you walk away from this plant right now, what you're basically doing is telling God, the universe, or whatever you believe in, it's either this or something better for my highest good coming to me now. And you're surrendering to something even better, because your humanness keeps you trapped in things and doesn't allow you to have the magnificence you can have. So just take a moment knowing that that intention is there and saying, it's either this or something better for my highest good coming to me now, or whatever you want to say that helps you to feel the release. And now I'm just going to see if Sue has anything else. Otherwise, I will bring it home. Do you have anything else, Sue, that you would like to add?
It's beautiful. Bring it home.
Thank you. So all I want you to do is breathe into your body now. Notice if you feel different from when the beginning when you started this. And I really want you to celebrate yourself for showing up. And I want you to say your name to yourself 3 times, calling your spirit back into your body. And the way to become present is to remember in your mind's eye what colors you're wearing, what color the rug is, what colors was I wearing, or Sue. Helps bring you into the present moment. Feel your feet on the floor, your butt on the chair. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
It was beautiful.
That was amazing, wow. Sue. Thank you. That was so good for me. Let's hear how what we hear from everybody. I'm kind of still out of it, so I'm still trying to come back in. So those of you joining, we just did an incredible meditation around 25 minutes in. You're going to want to come back and revisit that meditation. I'm talking with Sue Kovacs, who's an incredible medium who also is on my Membership for Your Soul program. And I hear Angela said it was beautiful. Kitty's telling us about an Amber Alert that said stay 6 feet away. Went off. Okay. Dory said, thank you for this. So let me see if I can see anything else in here. So just let us know how that was for you. Oh, here it comes. Good. Okay, so it's not coming through all the way. So I thought that was amazing, Sue. What was your experience of it? And hopefully I'll get to see more comments. And I would definitely suggest, so one thing I want to say real quick, sorry, Sue, I always do that to you. Whenever you're feeling any kind of fear or anything, remember the word, remember the light where it is, and remember that plant that you planted. I want to see what Sue suggests to you, but those are going to bring you out of the chaotic energy. Because remember, we create our lives from the inside out. I'm not saying stuff isn't happening, but the only thing I have control over is how I navigate this, how my feelings are, and what I do with all the information and how I feel. When I was in 9/11, I didn't have these tools. And I remember sitting on my couch in Manhattan, a block away from the triage, overwhelmed, thinking, I'm so depressed. and I don't know what to do. And I feel like I have no control over this depression. I feel like somebody just made me super depressed. And I don't feel that way anymore because we have these tools and the techniques. So those tools that I'd like you to come back to and use. And then I'd love to hear about it. What do you want to say, Sue?
I agree. I mean, and also just remembering the feeling of that meditation and whether you saw anything or not, you know, wherever you are in it is right. And you can do that over and over again, go back to a meditation like that. And you're going to get something different. Like, I really had a nice exchange with Mother Earth when I was able to give back. That felt really good to me. And you might have had another, you know.
No, it was incredible. And it's not something I would have done. It so goes to your shamanism training. So that's why I'm so glad we got to do this together. But go ahead, Sue.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
No, that was a great idea. I mean, and I've forgotten, you know, you've taught me how to do this, and it's so wonderful to be live with you doing it in, you know, together. And wow, it was just so clear. And my word was brilliance. And it just felt like really radiating, and it was just wonderful. What a great thing to remember, that you can plant the seed for yourself. That's exactly it. That in itself is abundance right there. You're planting your seeds.
And that's what we need to do right now. Sue always gives me credit, but I want you to know that Sue has, and I appreciate that about her. It's so sweet. But she also has so much of the training, which makes her so magical in her own right. That's why I have her in Membership for Your Soul as a partner teacher there. Because I feel so blessed that I could have somebody so gifted to offer up to my members her talent. Like, her talent's incredible. If you guys don't know her cards, Dream Dust Tarot, right?
Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. Yeah.
Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. If you have the box, show people. I'm going to read some of these comments. That's okay.
I'm so bad.
I know, I have it too. Well, we kind of both were forcocked
in the other room.
And we're here to support you guys. So just put challenge in so you can join the challenge. Maureen said that was truly amazing. It really was for me too. I went very deep, very deep. Barbara said, thank you so much. Soul Star, Carrie, amazing. Helene said, I felt a shift. So happy. Perfect. Jennifer said, very deep. Elizabeth, all my soul stars are on here. Maurice, lovely and wonderful. Maureen said, still tingling from the experience. See?
Oh, yeah.
So, the one that, Kitty, I wonder how that was for you. Oh, Kitty, good. I'm just so glad. She said it was great, just near end Amber Alert. Spirit is funny. Yeah. I was hoping Kitty got able to experience something during like an Amber Alert that came through to her. You know, so I'm just so glad. Like, and this is what we're trying to show you, is that we can't control mass consciousness and how it shows up for us all the time. But we do have this inside of us, and we have this, our connection with our guides. And that's the tools and techniques that it is my mission in life to teach people that is available to them at every moment. Like, Sue, when you were sharing earlier about your dad passing and the moment you had in bed with him and you were holding him and everything you went through, do you think that experience, so she went through this experience which she could share with you guys, but it was before she was in touch, it actually opened up. She went through a horrible experience that opened her up to all of her new gifts, like all her gifts that were always there, laying dormant. And now she's created this incredible thing. She's just this amazing person. Do you think now, if that situation was happening, would it be a different experience with your dad because of all you know now with your guides?
Yeah, I would have done certain things differently. More, I mean, I had a natural gift to take care of him in a way. Like, I knew what to do. I was there, I was listening, and I somehow knew innately what to do. But I would have done certain things, like ceremonially, I would have done differently. I would have definitely taken him on more guided journeys and things like that that I didn't know how to do at that time. It wasn't part of my repertoire at all. I mean, but I think it would have just been, it would have been like wild. It would have been like even more crazy, like tenfold. But I mean, the fact that he came to me after and walked right in front of me in the kitchen, I mean, I knew right then and there that, like, okay, So I mean, I can't lie anymore about being able to see spirits when Dad shows up, so I knew, that was definitely like, okay, him saying, you better get with the show, get with the program and be a healer. God damn it.
It's so true. So what I'm trying to make Sue, and the replay is always on this page, and I'm going to try to pull out the meditation. So we'll definitely have that in Membership for Your Soul. I just need Trisha, one of my team members is off this week. So, and then I will try and share that with my list as well, this particular meditation for everybody. So make sure you're on my list, and then put in challenge if you want to be part of this challenge, because I'm going live quite a bit in Soul Every Day. I'm not selling anything right now. Next week, I am going to be opening the doors to Membership for Your Soul. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to join. But my goal as a teacher right now is definitely I have product that is incredible right now that could support you through this Membership for Your Soul. We're doing so well helping each other. But I also want to support those I know who can't. There's a couple of people on here that I know who can't afford it that have been following me, but they benefit from a lot of the free stuff I give. So I really want to support everybody through this time right now. So definitely put challenge in. Why I wanted Sue to share her story was because she went through, and I'd love to hear from all of you right now about this. And then I'd like to take a few questions before we end. She went through a tremendous heart-wrenching experience. She said it was one of the worst things she ever went through. And what came out of it was pure magic. From where I'm standing, she created an incredible tarot deck. She brings her gifts, her healing gifts to so many people. She's so gifted as a reader and a healer. And that's what that's the message I'm trying to get through is like 9/11 catapulted me out of New York. I wanted to move for years, 19 years, but didn't have the strength to move. I couldn't go back to New York. I had to get out, and moving to LA, leaving a home that I'd known my whole life, cracked me open. It literally cracked me open and made me become who I am today, which is who I'm meant to be. So that's why I'm glad we did that meditation, because this is cracking you open to this incredible, beautiful essence that has been lying dormant inside of you. Someone said to me, I don't know where I said it because I've been live on so many things I can't fucking remember anymore. But someone said everything that's happening is in alignment with your predictions. I do monthly predictions, right? But I don't talk about world disaster because it's not something I want to know about. I don't ask my guides to tell me. But you standing in the star of who you are was my first prediction. And Sue used the star, which I thought was so friggin' cool. So cool. What did you want? Did you want to say something, Sue? And then I'll just see what people are saying. And then if we have any questions.
Keep going. I'm
done. I'm done. I want you to share.
Yeah, I just think that there's always, I was saying to you before, maybe it was on our phone call, but I mean, there's always chaos, no matter what, whether you're going through it or someone else is going through it. Things are always changing. Things are always, going from one phase to the other, because we're always in a cycle, and we're just in that cycle right now. We're in a part of a cycle, and perspective is key. So if you can just, when you're panicking or when you're feeling like, I don't know what my part is in this, or I don't even know who I am or how to do anything, just pull back a little bit and try to watch, to be an observer of things. Because like Marilyn says in the meditation, it's going to be better than you can imagine, no matter what. Unless you're a doomsday person who can't dream, which I don't believe any of you are. So a lot of people don't take the responsibility of being a dreamer, and that's, that doesn't create abundance. So
no, that limits you. That is great. Yeah. I love that. So Carrie said, she's a soul star, shared my personal reading to MFYS. That's Membership for Your Soul. So grateful you taught us how to read for ourselves. Yay.
Yay.
Let me know if you have any questions. Dory is one of the people. She's like, I can't afford it, but I need this so desperately. So I'm so glad, Dory, that we can be here to support you during this time. And Kitty also so appreciated the meditation, the humorous spirit. So I'm going to refresh one more time because it's not coming through Be Live. I just want to see if you have any questions for Sue and me. And then we will end it with, I think what we'll do And Sue and I are going to be doing readings soon. So Cheryl, hi Cheryl and Maureen. Let me see if I can grab these real quick. I was taken through a guided meditation after my 2 sons died. I kept waiting to see them, but for some reason, everyone else from my family that had passed appeared. I was getting upset, wanted to see them so bad. They finally did come to me, jumping at me from both sides instead of through the field where everyone else came. It was a beautiful moment. That is beautiful, Maureen. Love that. Cheryl said, yes, beautiful deck and beautiful soul, talking about Sue. Blessed to be part of membership since its inception. Yes, she's an original member. Thank you both. You're both incredible women. I feel blessed to have gotten to know you both. Thank you both for lighting the way for all of us as we explore and find our way. Yeah, I got chills with that, Cheryl, and I can't wait till you get more of your magic out there.
Yeah.
So I'm just refreshing again to see if there's any questions for us. Otherwise, I'm going to ask Sue to do something, and I'm going to do it with her. I want to do... Jody says, I had a horrible experience with the death of my parents. It's been 2 years, and I still burst out crying. I'm mad at my mother for dying. I can't bring myself to look at their pictures. I'm starting to cry now, and I hate it. I'm not happy anymore. Do you want me to go, honey, or do you want to go, Sue?
I mean, there's many levels to this. So, there's things I want to say without, go ahead, Marilyn, because I want to be very careful about what I say here.
So I love that Sue just said that. We did a live yesterday. You may want to watch it. I did a really great meditation about how to heal without getting attached in that live. And Sue is doing something. She's being careful of her wording, not in a way that she wants to be able to get the message through. And this is what I teach people. Because somebody yesterday had said they got a really bad reading from someone and it completely wrecked them. And I was teaching how to get past that. Jody, for me, honey, there's a great opportunity here for you to heal something from your past. So I did this inner child training. So what I feel like is happening is you're holding on to something that you want to happen that hasn't happened. So the grief is not only about your parents going, but it's about your own life not showing up the way that you would have loved for it to show up. And it feels to me like there may have been something 5 years back, and also when you were 5 years old, where your own voice kind of got shut down. So there might have been some type of truth that you wanted to speak, or you didn't feel supported in some way. And you may be struggling with the fact that you just not feeling supported, period. And maybe your parents didn't get to, I don't feel like I'm reading the parents as not being supportive, but they may have not been able to support a certain part of you, and Spirit is asking you to support yourself through this, to completely support yourself as you go through this. Now, what I'm hearing more than anything is that this is an opportunity of growth for you, and I'm sorry that you're so sad about all of them, but about losing both of them. But I feel like what they're asking is that you go back into the past and you look at yourself and at moments when you did not feel supported. So it's going to probably bring up more tears. But say it's your 5-year-old and it's your 7-year-old and it's your 12-year-old. I just gave this to somebody doing Soul Finder Academy in one of my programs. I want you to bring forth those ages of yourself, and I want you to parent them. And how you do that, this is inner child work. How you do that is, like, say your 5-year-old comes forward, you would say to your 5-year-old, you'll probably have an experience, or you'll remember what they went through. And you would say, I understand what you went through, and I understand how you're protecting yourself. You're very angry. That's a protection. But I'm the adult now, and I can take care of you. What do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing? And you have to let your imagination run, or you have to remember what you like doing. So when I did this with my different parts of myself, I was fragmented so badly. One wanted to draw, so I would draw with her. One wanted to play hopscotch. I don't care what people think. I was out on the street pretending I was playing hopscotch. Another one wanted to skip. Another one wanted to buy pretty clothes. And I did this with all aspects of myself. And then at the very end, I sat down on a beach with them in my own guided meditation. And I sat with all of them, and we became one. We celebrated each and every single one of us and became one. This might be too heavy or too much for you, but just think about, and you may just take pictures of yourself and start mothering that part of yourself that's feeling abandoned and lost, because you're not. Your parents are right there with you. They're trying to, it's almost like what Maureen just shared about the parents coming from the side. I feel like they're right there. And the other thing I'd offer up to you, sweetie, is to hold out your hands and just pretend like you're holding them. Because imagination is where our guides, our ancestors, our deceased loved ones live. What do you want to say, Sue?
All of that, totally. Reparenting yourself big time. That's what you need to be doing. Yeah. And also what Marilyn said, that they're right there with you. And you might want to talk to them about needing assistance. You know, you might not feel supported, but they're right there and wanting to assist you. And I would definitely do some of what Marilyn said, that meditation of going back. You're literally doing a soul retrieval on yourself when you do that, putting yourself back together. So I'm very sorry that you're going through that, but you're going to see a light if you do some of these things to get yourself to the other side. It will change. And
that's so important to say, Sue. I'm so glad you said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you're in those depths, you don't think it's ever going to change.
No. I know. I mean, I was angry at my father too for dying and the way he chose to live. And it freaked me out. Now he's my best guide, second best. Or sorry, Dad.
He doesn't mind the consciousness that we have.
But I couldn't believe the amount of support that he could give me, in spirit versus what he could give me. He wasn't even there for me really in the physical world in my life. So, but when he died, it's like every door opens now when I ask him, it's not. So anyway, so my point is that just shift the focus, shift your perspective, do some of these tools to help put some light on it, and it'll change.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to take one more, and then I love everything that you said, and it is a good reminder that things will pass. Hane, oh, by the way, Elizabeth, I saw your thing about waking up tired. Yeah. But Elizabeth, I really suggest you do the empathic class, and I gifted you another empathic class in membership. So do both those empathic classes. And guys, I would get on my list if you're not, because there's a chance that I'm going to be gifting an empathic class to my list, because I think it's really important that you have it. So I don't have to say it yet, but I would suggest, if you really want that empathic class, get on my list. And the way you get on my list, if you're not already on it, pay attention to your emails that I'm sending. Go to MarilynAloria.com and just join. So Hane, hi Hane. It's been such a weird evening tonight. In Denmark, our government has asked us to close down our business for a while to prevent coronavirus, which we're already going through in the North Bay, to spread. And I've just made a writing to my customer on Facebook before you came on. I feel calm, loved, and so centered after the meditation. Even if I don't know when I'll be able to work again, we have to stick together in this chaotic time. Thank you so much. I don't feel it's going to be as long as everybody's fearing that it's going to be. I feel like this is an opportunity for those of you wanting to grow an online business, even if you have a brick and mortar business. This is an opportunity to really get your voices out there online. We all have the ability to build an audience. This is something I've been wanting to teach brick and mortar people for the longest time. Brick and mortar is when you have a business that's, a storefront, physical storefront. And it's really important to marry all parts of yourself when you share your message. So say your business is selling hats, and it may not have anything to do with the loss of your parents, you don't think. But when you share a part of yourself in your business, you get more customers. And the customers you don't get are the customers you don't want to have. They may be like, she's too sensitive or whatever. Those aren't the customers you want. So you may not understand how your business can possibly relate to your life experiences, but trust me, it can. So I really suggest that everybody take this. I love this timeout right now. I can play, my tennis club shut down, but I can still play tennis at the public courts. I may not play, and everybody knows how much I love tennis, because part of me always is like, I got to get out there. I got to play. I've got to get better. I got to do this. And I'm like, you know what? Part of me is like, I just want to be. I just want to hike. I just want to be with my dogs. I want to meditate morning and night. I want to do yoga in my house, and I just want to be. So I
Mhm.
think it's such a great opportunity to do that as well. Did you want to say anything? I was going to have us do something at the very end of this, but I don't know. We could possibly do it for a minute. But is there anything you want to say right now, Sue?
Just use this time wisely to cocoon and create, because as you shift your focus, and like Marilyn said, she's shifting her focus a little bit. Even I can't believe you're not going to go play tennis, but anyway, yeah, things will improve for you and be better than you can imagine. So
Great.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So put in the challenge if you want challenge. Put the word in challenge if you want to be part of the challenge that I'm doing, which is the Infinite Abundance Challenge. Go to the meditation that was 25 minutes in. If you're just joining us now or you're catching the end of this, the meditation was phenomenally powerful. Sue, do you want to do a quick little general reading?
Sure.
We can both do it and then just end.
Okay.
Do you want me to go, sweetie, or do you want to go?
You can go.
So what they're showing me right away is a very big tree. It's a very beautiful tree, but it's actually a tree that's been burnt. So if you've ever seen trees in the forest that have burnt, so it's missing part of its head, it's missing part of its limbs, but it's still standing really, really strong. And they're showing me an owl on this tree, and they're showing me the innate wisdom that we all have through times when we feel like we're getting burnt. And they're letting me know that it's really important to root into what's important to all of you. And they want you to know that what's important to all of you is not necessarily important to your neighbor or even to the people you're watching on Facebook Live. So this is an opportunity to really get into your belief systems and to rewrite any beliefs that aren't supporting you and to write beliefs that do support you. They said it would be really great if you at night took a pen to paper and even just wrote a belief, a new belief down, because they said the action of doing it before you go to sleep is going to allow it to get into your system. And then when you wake up, just start saying that belief. Watch your thoughts in the morning. It's something that I teach, Marilyn teaches. And they said, just start with that belief because it'll be a revolving, a domino effect into your day. And what you'll start noticing, thank you, is that your viewpoint of what you're seeing is going to start shifting and changing. And instead of seeing the burnt, like when I see a burnt tree in the woods, I see the beauty of it. I see, wow, that tree is still standing. And they said, instead of seeing the singed parts, you're going to be able to see the strength, the roots, that it's still growing, the owl that's perched upon it, the bird or squirrels that are running through it. They said you're going to be able to see the beauty because that tree is hollowed out for it's housing other things, other situations. So they said if you could recognize that you're being housed right now, that you're being protected. More than you can possibly know and imagine. And they know that my mission in life, they speak through me, but I'm trying to change how they're speaking right now, is to let you know that. Thank you. That it's so important that you know this right now. And they said to me, they said, if you're feeling at any time, not feeling that protection, or you're not able to feel your guides, or you're not able to feel what Marilyn feels, go lean on a tree. Put your back up against a tree. Put your back up against something solid. And that's where we stand. So if you're having a hard time feeling it, even if you put your back against a wall, your back against something solid, that's where we're standing. And that's where we're supporting you. And that's where we're holding you. I'm going to leave it at that.
It's just incredible, Marilyn, because when I first connected in, I came to the grandmother tree. And then I pulled a card. And as you were talking, it's the tree. It's the burnt tree. it's the earth shaman, but if you can see the tree root, can you see the top of the burnt brown tree?
Yeah.
And the hole, you said there was a hole in the tree.
Yeah.
You go, and that light is going right into the hole of the tree. It was exactly what you said, this card. It's exactly what you said. And Spirit said to me don't forget the truth of who you are. And then every one of us in a circle gathered around the tree and lit up like a star and just radiated our presence. And it was like communication that we were being held. So that was the message. And then everything you said was exactly what I got. It was crazy. Wow.
So what is the Earth Shaman card?
So that's the Pentacles. So it's King of Pentacles in the traditional deck. But this card says a disciplined, wise, powerful, secure provider, a strong community leader, one who skillfully creates abundance.
Mm.
All of you. That is like, woo, magic.
So the King of Pentacles are higher spiritual truths and money, how you make money through higher spiritual truths, through your gifts. I'm talking about mine. I want Sue to talk about it because I think that wasn't an accident, any of that, Sue.
No.
And the King in the deck is not the Arcana cards, but he is the highest of that suit. So he's gone through the journey and has completed a lot of the lessons, and he's ready to. He's the king, right? He's abundant. He's ready. King of Pentacles is very abundant. Pentacles is money. Is spiritual truths, making money. So the fact that card was pulled during my meditation, during a time when there's uncertainty, is telling you that you can create such an incredible amount of abundance during this time. And the fact that I'm doing I was doing the Infinite Abundant Challenge before this all happened. We had this planned, and I'm like, all right, we're going to make this work. Of course it's going to work because we're creating abundance. And that's the Major Arcana card in Rider-Waite deck.
Yeah. So basically these two are like friends.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Sue? And Sue, tell them how you can get your cards if they want your cards, because I want.
I created a tarot deck, and if you're interested, they're all my paintings, and you can go to my website, SueKovacsHealing.com, and you can find my name and membership, KOVACS healing.com.
So I'm going to write it in the thing right now. Sue Kovacs Healing, and you're also in the description, but I just put it in.
And also on Etsy, if you type in Shamanic Tarot, Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot in Etsy, you can find it there too.
I'm going to put it in the comments so people, you can find Sue, join her list. She's done such magical things. She just did a reading on her thing. She does a lot in her own Facebook group. And these, I always bring teachers. We bring a lot of teachers into membership to teach different lessons because I'm not an expert in everything. And I always bring people like Sue who have no ego, that are authentic and have a ton of integrity, because it's really important to me that my students are exposed to a lot of things. I don't really do astrology, so I bring astrologers. I'm not into a lot of that stuff, but I want them exposed to teachers that really, truly care. And Sue is definitely one of those teachers. So, yeah. Well, Sue, thank you so much. I talked to her today and I was like, can you do this? She's like, sure. And Jennifer says, I've got them and use them daily.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, remember, type in challenge. You'll be invited to the Infinite Abundant Challenge. Sue, thank you so much. You have any words you want to say goodbye or anything?
I love you. Thank you. We're here for you guys. And let's do it again, Marilyn. That was amazing.
We are doing it on the 30th, but yeah. And I'm going to pull out that meditation, but yeah, we may have to do another one for sure to support everyone. And maybe we'll have a little bit of a powwow beforehand of what we want to do. Although this is the beginning was all wonky because no one knew. And I was like, I don't know, I can't see the comments. And then once we got into the meditation, right?
And look, when was the last time you and I did a meditation together and it just came together? And I'm saying, and this is for everybody. Like, we don't always know what's coming. You just have to go into the flow of it. Be like, I know it's going to be great no matter what. And it was even better than I imagined.
Exactly. And that's like taking the brackets off. It's even better than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, Lisa, we're bringing an astrology course into membership because you all know how I feel about astrology. So we want astrologers. We want to bring that into the membership because I know members love astrology. And actually, the woman who's helping me plan the retreat, which I put on hold right now, she's an astrologer too. So she'll be at the retreat when we do the in-person retreat, and she'll be doing some of her astrology stuff as well. So I think it's great. Look who's on. Sherry. That's hysterical. So Sherry and Sue were my mentor students. I mentored both of them for, was it 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Intensive.
Oh, Sherry, so nice to see you. Stay safe, everyone. You will be safe. Just lean up against that thing and love you guys.
All right. Love you.
Bye.